Hadi tumungu fiminu tamoru. Togi hulu por favor. Hadi kumumprendi finu tamoru. Togi hulu por favor. Si Dios maasi. Si Dios maasi. Mga mama tatsun por favor. Dispensa. Togi hulu por favor. Mga mama tatsun. Si Dios maasi. Mga mama tatsun.
Pago Hadi Gwini mismo tomorrow, who is actually tomorrow, whether you understand to speak or whether, if you're tomorrow at all in blood quantum, togi por favor. Si tus maasi. Pues Pago, anybody who is in our neighboring islands, anybody from our neighboring islands, or brothers and sisters from the region, anybody else, please stand up. Togi, por favor.
Thank you. Were you born or raised on this beautiful island of Guam that you call home? Please stand up. Okay, and finally, are you from anywhere else in the world, but you have chosen to make Guam your home today for a year, 10 years, however long you've been on Guam? Please stand up. Okay, did we miss anybody? Okay, awesome, thank you all. Okay, everyone, please take a look around you. Did you learn something about your neighbor? Maybe you didn't know that the person next to you speaks Chamorro. Maybe you learned something else. But one thing is for sure as we look around this room. We know that everyone is here today because Guam is our home that we love. And we are all here to share our thoughts and hearts to make Guam better tomorrow than it is today. So as we gather here to make history, let us take a moment to reflect on our purpose here today. Si Jus Masi Todas Hamzu, Senior Member Totsun, Hamzu Pagu. You may now have a seat. Thank you very much for following along in that little exercise. So Anne-Marie and I are here today to present the core values to you all. She and I met when we joined the Imagine Guam team last June, and she's now my Sina at Arceo Academy, where my family and I are taking Tamoru classes. I'm humbled today to stand with her to present the core values for Imagine Guam.
Si Dios maasi, Pika. Thank you, Nenny. You all understood that, right? I can't believe it's been 7 months only, Pika, and we're here standing here together. Si Dios maasi for doing this with me. Governor Cavo, Si Dios maasi for calling us to come together on this day to make history. Finally, I'd like to ask those that are 55 and above, one last time, we'll get our exercise in this morning. Por favor, fanogi hulu. 55 and above. I'm gonna make sure you're gonna understand that you're gonna count today on this day now. You're gonna realize that age is a beauty after today. Hamzuni 55 dan mas tagosa torudu I bendishoni ginana suus tangi manya moruhit. Ni tamatka paguna dia tatatutuhun. Humana mwana patanai famagonta hafa diputsi zunia. Este tagosa I tempota ni toru kinaloholota ni mafanagri ni costumbre dan tori cultura. Responsabilidad pago pata pasa mwana. Pues hasu hamdu ni manotugi pago ni 55 and mas sa sempre guamas that's ovitalo. Por favor, napapaki hamdu na maisa sa esta pago la 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 hai tomorrow. Por hamdu na la 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 hai tomorrow. Today, Pika and I are going to talk to you about Sinyaman matating hamdu. Si just masi. Pika and I are going to talk to you about Imagine Guam's core values The document you have in front of you is 7 months worth of discussion. The community values team, along with the policy team, seated right over here, had a large role in the crafting of this document. However, for 3 months, the Imagine Guam team conducted extensive public outreach to schools, community organizations, and the general public. The final document you have in front of you represents our values as the community of Guam. Our core values are summed up in 3 sections: y sistema and costumbre, the Chamorro principles of culture, the core values, and the narrative of the core values. Y sistema and costumbre describes the Chamorro principles of our culture that are constant and enduring on Guam. Perhaps these principles are what first attracted you to our dear island. And although these are enduring principles, they are fading away as we move into the future. Guam has changed. Our people and our children are living and growing up in a different world than what we once knew. That same time, it has made all the non-Chamorros here today want to make Guam their home. Allow me to show you some real-life examples of how much better our world could be if we restored and practiced y sistema and costumbre, the principles of our culture. We can all agree that these are scenes we witness too often on our island today. Imagine if we embraced the practice of a'adahi and cared for one another and our surroundings, we can better enjoy the beauty of our island and each other. We can all agree that when we are witnessing more and more of homelessness on our island, and the statistics of foster children are increasing. Imagine if we embrace the practice of agaftau, we would reach out and share resources so that we minimize these situations. We can all agree that too many of our people have become dependent on federal assistance. Imagine if we embrace the practice of amamalau, we would raise the dignity and worth of our women and men and their families. We can all agree that many of our people have lost the importance of caring for our elders, taking them for granted. Too often, some of us have lost the sense of respect for authority and one another as a community. Imagine if we embrace the practice of arispeta, we would model proper examples for our children to live respectful lives. We can all agree that we have witnessed amongst each other the feelings and actions of envy and jealousy of one's success and blessings. Imagine if we embrace the practice of afamalik. We would rise together as brothers and sisters in this community in all our successes, just as we're gathered here today, and we could celebrate that. We can all agree that we are living in a time of it's all about me and not about us anymore. Hita. We've forgotten the meaning of hita. Pagu guauha, toru put wahu. A time where it is all about winning or having the last word. Imagine if we embrace the practice of a'umiti, we would humble ourselves enough to put others first and use our mistakes as strengthening experiences. We can all agree that too many times we judge that homeless person at the corner and our Micronesian brothers and sisters who live among us. Imagine if we embrace the practice of agofli'i. we would be able to look beyond what seems uncommon or unusual and appreciate the good in one another. We can all agree, finally, that statistics on suicide and youth delinquency are high due to the breakdown of families in our community. Imagine if we embraced the value and the practice of agwaiza, to love. To love, we would learn to value and show love to those closest to us and to forgive at all costs for the ultimate peace in our relationships. For all of you here today going forward, use your vision. Use your vision, Penguifi, to restore and perpetuate a sistema and costumbre into the future. Si Diyos maasi.
So to complete this restoration process, the core values will be your guide to prioritize your ideas and vision. We had several iterations for the depiction of our core values, and finally landed on Ichunkan Nidzuk, the coconut tree. Why Ichunkan Nidzuk? It is the tree of life for our island and much of the Marianas. For 4,000 years, the Tomorus made use of every single part of this tree. In fact, in the Tomoru language, there's a name for every part and even different stages of life of every part. So as the coconut tree gave life to a self-reliant, self-sustaining, content Tomoru society, our core values coconut tree gives life to the future we desire. It sets our priorities, and for the first time, restores our foundation back to who we are and who we were as a people. The roots of our core values coconut tree are the Tomoru language and culture, and our land, water, and air. These are the fundamental values through which all visions must seek to celebrate, support, and protect. Never in our history has the Chamorro language or culture been front and center. Just look at how many people stood up when I asked if they spoke Tomoru versus the numbers of Tomorus in the room. We need this as a people. Our language is our culture. The two cannot be separated. Our island's environment is of equal importance. Our natural resources are limited, and if we do not make the health of our natural resources a top priority today, we will always be fighting to fix the wrong done before us. Once your vision passes through the roots of our Chunkan Nidzuk, the fundamental priorities, your vision's next priority is E Familia, the family. The family is the trunk of our tree, the part that gave us shelter against elements in times past. And the strength and health of our families is the core to the strength and health of our communities. Let us remember the days when it was commonplace for multiple generations to live together, helping each other out with childcare or caring for the manamku. Let parents and adults teach by word and action y sistema and costumbre. Let us remember the days when the whole village would help one family rebuild their hut, when one success with their catch or farm was shared with the village. By strengthening the bonds of our families, we strengthen the bonds in our community. And finally, when your vision passes through the priority of family, the 4 next priorities for our island are our health, our education, our self-reliance, and our development, the leaves of Ichunkan Nidzuk. However, before any vision can embrace these core values and priorities, it starts with each of you. You are one tree, and you can decide to nurture these values. If each one of us practices and believes in these core values, you will begin to recognize the same values in your neighbor, and we will work together and be stronger as a community. Now, like the coconut tree, we may be under attack from invasive species, or others that don't agree or don't understand why our priorities are the way they are. But we must remain steadfast. We are resilient. And if we want it, we will do everything in our power to reach it.
Are we on board yet? Are we on the Galidi already? And we're ready to tulus in one direction? Because whoever's not ready to do that, I guess you gotta get off. I'm praying I know we're all here today to get on that Galidi and all steer forward with the committees leading us. We're ready to go forward. So, my dear people of Guam, I ask you now after this presentation that we've done, that Pika and I have done, what are we going to leave behind for our children? Are we going to allow time to pass and our convictions to fade? Or are we going to make a difference so that we can ensure that the island of our future is a testament to our core values? The time has come for us to restore, to take back what is ours. Responsibilidad hamzuni intingu tabia hamzuni leku 55 and hulu. Esamatu ora the responsibilidad pata pasamona gifamagonta. Hafa diput si zunia. Isau parata tulaika irasania. It is our responsibility to give back to our children and the identity that is rightfully theirs, and the quality of life that they deserve. We all live, those of us that are older, we tried that wonderful time living a simple, basic life here on Guam, and we enjoyed that so much. So let's go back to basics. Let's just take it back to basics and start restoring. But remember that what we do today will determine what Guam will be 50 years from now. Those of you 55 and older, you're the last generation that know and understand tomorrow, that really know and truly believe what our culture is. Dangin man makusit gwini na tano. Ko para tafan magufa za tafan pas na tafan atigo. Ni estina klasin lina la pago ni tapo luluti famagonta. It starts with you, especially those of you that still understand our culture, that still speak our language. We need to help each other. We need to embrace everybody and start passing it on. Let's not wait till it's too late. It's already becoming too late. So today, January 29th, 2016, let us rise to the challenge to restore these values for our past, present, and the future generations of tomorrows, and all of those who have chosen to make Guam their home. Viva Guam! Si Diyos maasi.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but it's been pretty inspiring to this point in the program. And we're going to go ahead and take a short break. But before we do, I have an important announcement. For the facilitators and recorders of the imaginary teams, if you could kindly meet in the main hall when we take the break, we're going to go over some basic rules of engagement so that we're on the same page when we're taking notes and reporting out. When we come back, we're destined to take you for a tour around the world and into the future. So we look forward to seeing you shortly. Enjoy your break.